Hi, Ushan. Thank you for your time on a very short notice. I appreciate that. I've been asked to conduct a informative interview with you. You've been in the trade for many years, and I know your background very much. But however, I would appreciate if you could start with your introduction. Ushan, uh, what is your
Right.
current
Okay.
position?
Okay. As you know, I'm Ushan Liyanage. I'm into tourism trade in terms of running a specialized accommodation for a particular segment, a specialized segment. So what we do is we run a safari camp, a luxury safari camp for wildlife enthusiasts. This is located in the vicinity of Yala National Park, quite close to that, and we provide a full service from the accommodation to safaris to photography support and all the requirements that they need from the foods and everything. So we provide that services to wildlife enthusiasts, mainly tourists from Europe, US, and that area. So that's like our target audience.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ushan, for your introduction. And I know you from many corporate sectors, especially
Yes.
with the BAT, British American
Sure.
Tobacco Company. So,
Sure.
being in the training industry as a training manager and human resource development manager, what made you to think of getting into tourism industry, especially specialized accommodation sector?
Right. Okay. Like you said, my profession by training is human resources. So I've been working with many organizations in human resources. I'm trained in human resources, and I've worked in more than 20 years in the human resource profession with many different companies. Uh, but having said that, from the time that I was schooling to university time, I was always interested in wildlife. So I've been traveling to all the parks and studying wildlife. And I've been heavily involved in wildlife and traveling. So I always had that passion. So after working for some time, I always knew that I would want to go back and do this as probably not a hobby, but at least a semi-professional level. So at one point, I was able to get hold of few of my friends who were with me in terms of traveling and being in the university. So at that point, we decided to come together and form an organization or a company to start this setup. So at that time, most of my friends, they have traveled and they have been in the industry, gained a lot of experience, worked in places like Africa, and qualifications have been obtained. So they are pretty competent in the industry. So we thought by bringing all these together, we would be able to provide a service which is probably what I would call unparalleled to the offers that is available. Sorry, there was an interruption. Shall I continue?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So because of that opportunity, six of us got together and we started this organization called Ceylon Wild Safaris. And we established a campsite near Yala, close to the buffer zone. And from there onwards, we started providing specialized safaris into the park, not only Yala, but all the other parks as well. And we thought we will do it in a way that is sustainable, ethical, and there's value to the travelers
Right,
more than what they pay.
right.
So those are the things that actually brought us together, and that's why I thought that I will step into this industry after a long period of absence in the industry. Yeah,
Well, thank you, Ushan. I'm quite familiar with your setup. Uh, I
yeah,
have had a couple of clients stayed in your property, and they are over the moon the service you guys provide.
sure.
That leads to my
Yeah,
second question. You know, there are ups and downs in our lives. Now, of
yeah,
course, taking such initiatives from a different point of expertise that you have, coming into tourism and accommodation industry, have there
Mhm.
been any failures in your career which
Mhm.
eventually turn out to be the most insightful turning point?
Right. I will start by going back to the time we started this operation.
Right,
This was started in late 2018. So the preparatory work and the camp setup was done during that time, and the camp became operational in January 2019.
I see.
So we did our forecast and looking at all the numbers in the market and then who the travelers were. So we were very comfortable in where we in terms of the numbers and what we were getting at.
Yeah.
But we all know what happened in April 2019, where
Easter
uh,
attack.
these attacks and all our projections, everything was thrown into air, and we had to start from scratch in terms of how to go about doing this business. And at that time, we have invited an investor into the organization as well, because it's required quite a bit of investment to set up this camp and run this at that international professional level.
Yeah,
So we were under the obligation to provide them with a prepayment plan,
I see.
which was a bit difficult at that time because there was no base for us to do any forecasting.
I presume that was a
So we
very
had to,
risky initiative.
yes. So we had to regroup and start from the scratch and to relook at our values, relook at our offer, relook at how we market, relook at how we operate. So many things have to be done, and so it actually helped us to reposition ourselves into the market, as well as relook at what the value proposition that we provide in the market. So in that I believe we gained a lot of experience by going through that
Mm.
phase. So earlier it was just like whenever we make a product available, there was enough people to come and buy that. But now that is not the case. We had to go and really look at the market, study uh, what are the real preferences of our customers. We had to engage them before they come in, and we had to really upgrade our product.
Mm.
And so now I think things are now coming back to normal in a way after the pandemic. So I believe that uh, experience we had during that time would help us a lot in terms of capitalizing once the tourism gets started. So I believe that there's a big learning curve that we went through during that time. And I believe that it will help us to propel the business into the next level in a very short period of time. So that's something that we strongly believe in.
Thank you, Ushan, and that was a wonderful insight.
Yeah.
Having get to know the struggles that you went through and repositioning yourself. Now, obviously, there
Yeah.
are many trends in the industry, like there are good trends and the bad trends as well.
Mm.
Uh,
Sure.
with your own experiences, what
Mm.
are some of the cautious that you have taken in terms of the trends prevailing with prevailing conditions?
Right. Right. Now, if we look at the market now for the last 2 years, uh, tourism inflow has been very low. We had very little tourists coming in. So that means that most of the businesses suffered quite a lot. Then we need to know our market well. Who are the people who would travel first when the restrictions opens up?
No.
So we had to do a lot of insights to see what preferences are there in the market, what are the groups in the market. Now, when we did that study, we found out that the world travelers who are just after retirement looking to travel would start traveling first.
Right.
So that is the market that we had to cater first,
So you were
because they
going
have
to
saved up their money.
you're
Yeah,
going to tap into the
yeah,
senior level of
senior
senior
level.
citizens. Yeah.
So we upgraded our products to cater to that crowd, and we repositioned our marketing strategy to cater for that. And then uh, And then I think that's resulting, the results are seeing now. So we see quite a bit of inquiries coming in now. There is enough bookings now from the target crowd. So I believe being able to read the market and adjust quickly to change will help you to survive in these unpredictable times. And when things become normal, you'll be much stronger player in the market.
Well, thank you, Ushan. My experience is also similar.
Yeah,
The trend is basically more senior citizens are willing to travel,
true,
uh,
true,
where
true.
the younger generations is basically
Mm.
staying back. So I
Yeah.
value your
And
thoughts.
one other thing, if I may add,
Hmm.
now when you go through a period like this, where your revenue is less and your costs are staggering up,
Yeah,
it's tempting for a lot of organizations to cut down on the value, go back on your product and offer a product that is not meeting up to the market.
yeah,
But I believe you need to resist that temptation. Make sure you don't give up on your values, you don't deviate from your ethics, you don't deviate from your core values, and product is intact in terms of integrity. If you lose that, we are actually harming the entire industry. So
right.
one thing we learned is that the people who have survived, the organization who have survived, kept those things intact even at difficult times. They
Yeah,
didn't compromise on that.
yeah,
So that is again another point that I would like to bring in, because that will ensure your long-term survivability.
I see.
In short term, if you give that up, very difficult to survive.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
true.
something that I've learned as well.
That's very true. Even the business is open or closed, the expenditure will
Mm.
always remain same. But
Yeah,
then again,
yeah.
certain companies go into restructuring their cost,
Mm. True.
upholding some of the values. So
Mm.
thank you for those information as well. I appreciate your time, Ushan. It's been a
Sure.
beautiful chat. Uh,
Right.
being able to interview you and to gain this insightful information is going to help the industry, myself, and
Mm.
also others who will be learning about the tourism. So once again, I appreciate your valuable time. I know that you are a very busy person. With your permission, I would like to conclude this interview. Uh,
Thank you very much for contacting me, and thank you very much for giving this opportunity.
all right.
All the
Have
best to
you?
you.
All right. Have yourself a good day, Ushan.
Thank you. You too.